Okay, so the endocannabinoid system, what is the endocannabinoid system, or ECS? Why is it so important? How do I target the system? Can I use essential oils? And how can I learn more? The ECS is an extraordinary network of cellular communication designed to talk to different cells of the body through an assortment of pathways. It's a fundamental part of the nervous system and plays an important role in nervous system development. It's also important to note that the ECS is found in every system of the body, and it works to achieve perfect balance or homeostasis. There's a huge movement for cannabinoid therapies today, but the only reason that they work is because of this ancient body system called the endocannabinoid system. The endocannabinoid system, again, is a dynamic network of cellular communication, and very simply put, it's comprised of three parts. Endocannabinoids, cannabinoid receptors, termed CB1 and CB2, and precursor and degrading enzymes. So what are endocannabinoids? First of all, they're made by the body. They're not made outside the body. And endocannabinoids are lipid, fatty or waxy, lipid means fatty, molecules that act as messengers to specialized receptors. They're little chemical messengers that work to help the body achieve perfect balance. And the body produces 6 endocannabinoids. However, the 2 best known are anandamide and 2-AG. And this is a great image to the right here, because it's just a perfect example of how hard these little endocannabinoids work to really help the body maintain that stability and that balance, that dynamic balance, which is constantly adjusting and moving to find homeostasis. Cannabinoid receptors. So scientists have identified 2 types of cannabinoid receptors, and they're called CB1 and CB2. But it's believed that there still may be other receptors that science has not yet discovered. CB1 receptors are found to express mostly in the brain and central and peripheral nervous systems, where CB2 receptors are found mostly within the immune system and immune cells and organs. And you can see the diagram here is a good example of where these things are found. It's important to note that CB receptors are also found universally in the skin, eyes, hair, bones, brain, gut, liver, organs of the body, blood, fat, nerve cells, mucosa of all the body systems. And so CB1, although it's supposed to mostly be expressed in the brain and central and peripheral nervous systems, it's also been located in the immune system. It's also been located throughout the gut and bowel. And the CB2 receptor has also been identified within the brain and other areas of the body that are predominantly CB1. So it's expressed universally throughout the system. And the cannabinoid receptors, we'll break this down for you. Once the messages are properly received and translated by the messenger, the ECS sends the instructions out to target other body systems. So the receptors can be thought of as the dispatch center. They're also the gatekeepers to block what messages get in and what messages get out of the cell. So they sit in the cell membrane, and they're the gatekeepers there. They're the dispatch station, and they help to sort the messages the way they come through and the way they're sent out to different organs and body systems. So there are benefits of targeting the CB1 receptor, and some of these benefits are the regulation of memory and learning, synaptic plasticity, which is the way that the brain communicates with itself, neuronal development, which is just the development of neurons, regulate addiction and reward, pain, it helps to reduce pain, reduce neuroinflammation and degeneration, regulate metabolism, regulate food intake, modulate bone density, cardiovascular regulation, it helps to induce sleep, And overactivation can contribute to weight gain. Overactivation or overexpression of the CB1 receptor is also known to play a role in psychosis. And I think that's why there's a lot of emphasis on the THC cannabinoid in psychosis. And that may be because in psychosis, this CB1 receptor is massively overexpressed. So that could be a big indication that it could take up a lot more THC than would be necessary. And another effect of overexpression of the CB1 receptor is it increases insulin resistance. So benefits from targeting the CB2 receptor, again, that's basically within the immune system. So anti-inflammatory, it assists with pain, it assists with liver injury and disease. The neuroprotectant assists with neuropathic pain, addiction support, anti-stress, antidepressant, antipsychotic, analgesic, bone growth and repair, immune support, immune regulator, bowel and gut support, gut biome support. It reduces body fat mass, reduces body weight gain, and assists when the CB1 receptor is overexpressed. So targeting that CB2 helps to tone back or mitigate that overexpression of that CB1 receptor. The precursors and enzymes that that the endocannabinoid system being comprised of 3 different areas. The ECS is diet dependent and requires a healthy level of omega fatty acids to create endocannabinoids. These lipids are the building blocks for endocannabinoid production, and without these nutrients, the ECS may become deficient. So the endocannabinoids rely on these important omega foods. So the step 1 would be ingesting those important omega foods because they are the building blocks. Step 2, the omega foods form the precursor enzymes. And those enzymes come together in the cell when they're needed by the system. And the two enzyme processes together form the endocannabinoids. And the 4th step is the degrading of these endocannabinoids by enzymes to complete the signaling cycle. So this would continue to go on until those enzymes come in and stop the signaling. Now we have become aware that there is a deficiency syndrome called ECS deficiency, also called CED. So the ECS can become overexpressed or underexpressed, and either way, it's very important to bring the system back to balance. So scientists have labeled this clinical endocannabinoid system deficiency, also CED, which we said previously. And this is important because a deficient ECS is highly implicated in many illness and disease states, and such things as IBS, migraine, fibromyalgia, multiple sclerosis, and it's even implicated in cancer. Scientists have also stated that modulating the activity of the ECS when it is malfunctioning holds therapeutic promise in a wide range of pathological conditions. So, is your endocannabinoid system deficient? Well, if it is, don't worry. There's something that you can do about it. That's the good news. Terpenes in many essential oils can target the endocannabinoid system. And not only do they target the ECS, but they also help to mitigate damage, balance, and help to regulate and restore the system to its more functional running, better running order. And why? Why? Because plants speak in a chemical language that the body understands. I'll say that again, it's really important, because plants speak in a chemical language that the body understands. And that's pretty evident by this image here. It's a great example. It just clicks in, it fits together, and the information is sent over, and it's understood and extrapolated. So terpenes are team players. Magnolol and hinokiol are terpenes that can activate cannabinoid receptors. These terpenes are found in magnolia essential oils. Alkylamides and echinacea bind to the CB2 receptor and help support the immune system. We've known for quite a while, we were told when we were younger, oh, have some echinacea when you're not feeling well. It'll help boost the immune system. Well, now that we've identified the endocannabinoid system, we understand that pathway, and we understand why that's the case now. Plant polyphenols can also stimulate and support the ECS, things like turmeric, turmeric, saffron, ginger, nutmeg, and many more. We do know that turmeric and turmeric can target both CB1 and CB2, and it works in a way that's very beneficial for the system. It's a very intelligent molecule. We forgot to mention that beta-caryophyllene directly activates the CB2 receptor, and that's found in high levels in copaiba essential oil. So again, cannabinoids are lipid molecules, and what we've got here is an image of the cell membrane. And it's interesting to understand because the cell membrane, or the lipid bilayer, is composed of two, it's also called the lipid bilayer. So you can see these two areas here, these two, the two heads and then the tails. And so the heads are a water environment. They're water attracting and they love water. And the tails are more of an oil environment and they interact well with oily molecules. And here you can see the cannabinoid receptor, and it's really embedded in this watery area. So cannabinoids, again, are fatty molecules and attracted to oily environments. And the membrane of the cell contains both the watery and oily environments. And oily molecules find it hard to interact in these watery areas. And water-based molecules find it hard to interact through these oily areas. Well, here's the exciting fact. Terpenes in essential oils are carrier molecules for lipids and cannabinoids. And they're known to be able to cross into these watery areas of the body where lipid molecules do not gain access alone. They do, but it's work. It's hard work, and they need a bit of assistance. And so oily compounds are said not to be able to get into these watery environments without assistance. It gets pretty complicated. There's a lot of cohesive action working, and the endocannabinoid system is said to work with an entourage, and that's basically what we're spotlighting here, is that this entourage effect makes things a lot easier for the system to run effectively and proficiently. So we've created a three-step process, and I say we've created this, but basically it's through a lot of scientific research and investigation. And so we are offering for you to learn the three-step process to activate and support the ECS through an instructional tear-off sheet. Activating and supporting the ECS is a multi-step process, and the body requires a healthy expression of both the CB1 and CB2 receptors, in addition to producing its own endocannabinoids and the necessary enzymes that work to create those cannabinoids. And importantly, a damaged gut can alter the ability of the ECS to signal effectively. Now, it's important to state here that we're all born with a functioning and active endocannabinoid system, and if we didn't have that, we'd have a lot of problems. But with no fault of our own, it can get damaged and it can get over or underexpressed, which we've been discussing, and through different drugs, pharmaceutical drugs, prescription drugs, foods, toxins, pollution, stress, disease, you name it, it can be damaged. And so there are times when it can be downregulated or knocked out or not have enough of the proper receptors expressing in the tissues where they need to. So this can be addressed now because we understand more about this. So the three steps pretty much entail detox, repair, and activate. And this process is based on sound science and utilizes food-grade cannabinoids, terpenes, essential oils, and vital nutrients. And through our educational tool, we'll teach you the steps and processes to address signaling damage. We'll teach you the steps that you need to know to address signaling damage. We have a booklet and tear-off sheets, and we now have online training. We've created an online training course to teach you the important biology and understanding the ECS, and it's great because if you don't have a scientific background at all, it's been put together in a clear-cut way that you can easily understand and digest, and upon completion, you will have the knowledge to teach others. And we also have tools that will help you successfully present this material. We teach you why certain dōTERRA products are a staple for the ECS, and we believe that very strongly because they're very highly researched, they're therapeutic grade organic, the company is full of integrity. The work that they do behind the scenes in the areas where they grow and plant these, all these different plants and herbs and molecules, it's phenomenal. It's a really beautifully holistic company, and they reach out into the community and support women and men all over the globe, and it's a very moving thing if you get to see some of the work that they do. But we'll keep moving on. So we'll teach, we highly believe in dōTERRA and their therapeutic grade product, essential oils and intelligent terpenes and molecules. So we have a successful strategy. We eliminate unwanted gut microbes. We introduce high quality probiotics. We introduce high quality omegas. We activate CB receptors, and we regulate and support the system. And the majority of this is through foods and the therapeutic grade organic products through dōTERRA. Our booklet and tear-off sheets are now available through aromatools.com. They'll be online at the end of February now, at the end of the month. And our booklet is called the Endocannabinoid System and its messengers. And then our tear-off sheets are the ECS and its messengers, and activating and supporting the ECS, the three-step process. And that is utilizing the dōTERRA phytonutrients. So this is what we've got. Our first online course comes on March 22nd at 5 p.m. It's online. This is the platform, and tickets can be purchased on Eventbrite, or you can find the link on our website at ecstraining.org or on our Facebook page on ECS Training Alliance. And you can sign up with us immediately. We're excited to have you. We've also got how to activate. Actually, I'm not going to cover that at the moment because that's going to be a little bit of a treat for us. But one of the other things that we'll do is we'll get you sound so that you know how to teach your downlines and your other groups, your networks, how to do this, and we offer some really beneficial and very well put together tools so that you're very successful and you just follow what we give you, follow the guidelines, and you'll make a huge difference in people's lives. So that's it with the presentation. Stop sharing here. And hopefully we'll see you online. We'll get you in one of our courses. Feel free to jump onto our Facebook page. We're here to assist. We would love to help you with any issues or problems. If you have any questions and you want to know more about some of the intelligent molecules, the essential oils and terpenes and different things that communicate with our cells and the different pathways of the body, just drop to our Facebook page, ask a question. We're happy to assist you, and look forward to some of our upcoming courses because you'll benefit greatly from what we have to offer. Thanks so much, and we hope to see you around soon.